So I have a brand new detecting video today. I'm at a spot that I've been here before upstream and found a few things, but I was doing some research 2 years ago and I read an interesting thing about this fast water right here, which is much too fast for me to go in. Even though I already shot an introduction to this video and told you all about it, I ain't gonna show it to you yet because I won't know if there's still stuff out there. I'll tell you a little bit about the story though. A soldier came by here by this ford and said there were several wagons, army wagons out in the middle, all turned over and cattywampus and stuff spilling out everywhere. Now, the soldier did not say what was in the wagons. It could have been a wagon full of cannonballs or musket balls or salt beef. We just don't know. It said it was a bad ford, and it's still a bad ford. I mean, there's no way I could even walk across that thing. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna detect here, and we're gonna work our way up along the bank, not too deep because I don't want to drown, and see what we can come up with. I've already found a few things. It ought to make a video at least. Here got some people in kayaks. Let's just like hang out for a minute. We'll let these people get by. Man, that's just too deep. It's, I can tell the river was up about 1.5 feet recently. This river is normally crystal clear. And it obviously is not today. Fortunately, it's also loaded with trash. I mean, you can see this kind of junk, that kind of junk. It's like an old carpet. Lots of bottles down here. Like this old beer bottle there. Bottles, so we're gonna be really careful. I have my glove on today. There's a brick. Well, look at all the bottles in here. Wow. Of course, they're all smashed. If the water was clear, we might be able to find some good ones because this is an old ford near an old town. But I don't think we're going to see in the water today. All right, I'm going to just kind of work my way along the edge here. I don't think I'm going to have any luck whatsoever. I'm not going to go in the middle, but we'll go upstream to just above the ford here. It's a lot shallower, and we'll hunt that for a while. Hang tight. Like I said, I've already found at least one really cool thing. I hope it's a good video. We're going to try to find out. I'm afraid it might be a little too deep. Is that a troll train? It's a troll train. Woo, woo. I don't know if it's going to cross any tracks or not, but so we're going to go down there. We're going to work our way along this edge. I don't know how deep it is out there. I'm afraid it's a little bit deeper than I cared to go. I'm glad we got the talking part over before the troll train showed up. Woo, it's loud. Well, one thing I'm certain so far is that this place is absolutely loaded with junk. So I don't see anything old on my magnet yet. So many signals in here, it's going to be really tough to pick out the good squeakers, and even then it's probably just going to be modern junk. Yeah, I'd say that's still a little bit junky. I suppose that's a jack of some sort. Looks like a handle that should pump right there. Oh well. Oh, we have our first coin. I don't think it's going to be a good one though. Looks like, yeah, it's just a Lincoln penny. I can see the Lincoln Memorial on the back and old Abe right there. Wow, there's a lot of junk in here. The thing is, if the water was more clear, I think we'd be seeing a lot of bottles and stuff too, but I just haven't found, well, I did find a couple square nails, so there is some older stuff in here. You can see something interesting right there. I wonder what that is. I almost hate to walk over there. Well, I'm connected with my headphones, so let me take them off. What is this? I don't know. It's copper. It looks like a candlestick, maybe a candlestick holder. I was thinking it might be like a pig scraper, but I don't think they were copper. So not sure about this one, but we're going to go ahead and save it. It has a slot in it, so it's not for a candle. It's probably for like a Ford. All right, we're going to look around the bedrock a little bit, see if we can pick up a couple old mini balls or something. Still excited about that though. Another cut piece of copper, light copper, so that's interesting. Yeah, we'll definitely, even if we don't find anything today, I'm going to come back when this water clears up. It's another piece of shiny copper. Looks like it might be a little bangle or something, like from the North American Indians, or a fishing lure. I knew it was a lure. I really did. Well, since it was so murky out there and so much junk, I decided just to get out and walk along the bank down toward the ford. I just got out of the water. Can you see it? River treasure. See it? I couldn't see where I was pointing, but looky, it's a phone. I do believe. Yep, sure enough. There it is. Got one of those little floaty things. Can't tell if there's water in it, but what we're going to do is fire that bad boy up. at the end of the day, and we'll see if we can figure out who it belongs to. Looks like it's dry inside. I'm gonna go ahead and set this up on the bank so that we don't get it wet. I'm gonna hide it underneath this camouflagey thing. We'll come back in a little bit. You have to come right back up this way. There we go. Now, one thing I always do, highly recommend you do this as well, is if you hide something like that, put a marker so that you can find it again. In this case, I'm just gonna, I hope that's not a scraling. I'm gonna just take this little stick and put it in the ground right there. So I will see that and know that we're in the right area. But the average Yahoo coming along would just see a stick. Again, the reason I'm not carrying it is I don't want to get it re-wetted and potentially flood it if it's not already flooded. Just through here, I can see this was a wall at one point. I can see the rocks in a line here coming up through here. You can see these have been placed as well. And it goes right to where I thought it looked like it was coming up off of the river. You can see how here looks like it's starting to go up. It's kind of like going into the bank. So I suspect this could have actually been the road to the ford, but we won't know until we can get out in the middle, because there's no way I'm gonna find anything right there. Now, I don't want this to be just like a, you know, Chig talking video, the whole thing, and I promise you it won't be, but I see something else I want to show you so that you can maybe, you know, get in my head a little bit and figure out why I'm here. Still following along the edge, you can see there's definitely the wall is right there. Nice big sandstone boulders. I've been looking with the detector a little bit, but there's just so much junk. I haven't really dug anything yet because I'm still kind of really looking, eyeballing stuff. The more I see, the more I do believe that that wall goes along straight and narrow, just like that, and then cuts up the bank where we just were. I'm seeing a little bit of bedrock in the river, but it's mostly these cobbles, and I'm not going to hunt these cobbles. There's no way, unless we're in the middle. I'm going to go down to the point down there where it looks like it makes a sharp bend. If I see anything, I'll show it to you. If not, you'll see me in the water next, I promise. I just found a relic. What it is? This is a fired musket ball. Could be Civil War, but it could as easily be from the 1700s. You can just never tell with these things. But the reason I looked here is you can see this is all washed out, and this hard clay, so nothing's going to be below that. And all the light stuff like the bottle caps, they'll be washed away, or we'll be able to see them really easy. Dug another bullet just a few feet away from where I found the little round ball, and it's a fired modern bullet. But this is a good place. I mean, all the heavy stuff's going to be laying right in here, like the coins and the bullets and the gold nuggets. Well, there's no gold nuggets here, but you know what I mean. Kind of weird. Look at that's a bone. That could be a Confederate soldier. More likely a beef bone, though. Lots of big chunks of broken glass in here sticking up. That's stuck in the roots. So we're not going to. We're going to have to be real careful with that stuff. I got a little signal here. Looky, I think it's a coin. What do you think? Probably a nickel. Not too old, is it? Really hard for me to see that in the light. Is it a buffalo? Yeah, it's a buffalo nickel. Look at that. Well, I haven't found a buffalo nickel in a while, so that's pretty cool. That was right on the surface. That's old enough for me. This is from the age of silver. So you notice we're back on that hard pan again. We're up near the where that wall. The wall I showed you disappears into the bank right there. You notice there's no more rocks up here. So that probably is part of the road to the ford. And there's hard rocks here. This is bedrock. Good hard mud. So I think that the ford probably follows these rocks in this direction straight across. This is probably the ford right in this area right here. Too swift for us today, but we're going to come back for sure. So I don't know if I should laugh or cry. A little tag off of something made by GE. Could be a washing machine for all I know. But as I'm looking here, I can see things on the surface. Like, looky there. What that is? That's a razor. That is an old-timey razor like I used to use when I was just a wee lad. And what this is? That's a mason jar lid made out of zinc. A zinc mason jar lid. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in my bag too. A lot of junk, just pieces of, you know, just pieces of bolts and all kinds of stuff laying around here. I think the people probably dumped their trash over the side here one time. This is a cool little find. I think that's a little baby hatchet of some sort. Pretty sure. Let's go wash it off. Now this place has been in use since the colonial times, so this could be an old one, or it might not be, but it looks like it's been in the ground a long time. It's a belt axe. Belt hatchet. All right, what do we got here? Well, it is definitely, let me get you in the shade over here. So it's definitely a little hatchet of some sort. That could be an oldie. We'll get it cleaned up and see if it's hand forged. I suspect it probably is. All right, not bad. We'll keep looking right here. He's a monster. Unfortunately, it's broken, but I think we'll go ahead and take that off the river because that's a little bit dangerous. Those big old hooks on there. Just dug this little doodad. I suppose that's some type of jewelry. I don't think it's like really good jewelry, but huh. We're right on this bedrocky area still, so these little things like this we'll find. Get in those deep cobbles and you can forget it because they might be down a foot or two underneath the rocks. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I have two targets in front of me. I haven't looked at them or dug them. The non-ferrous, so there's something other than iron, so I thought we'd dig them together since we're not going to get any underwater work today. Now they could be just pull tabs or pieces of junk, I don't know, but there's one here. And that sounds pretty good, right in there, and I heard one over here. That one's a little bit shakier. There's a lot of iron in that one. That one's going to be good though. Here, I can see the iron, bunch of nails. All right, let's go ahead and dig this one and see what's here. I think we're going to find some iron and stuff, but we'll get you in on the action on this one. All right, number one should be right in here. Can you see it? I haven't moved it. It could be like a sinker, it could be a bullet, who knows? It hasn't moved yet, right in here. Can't tell yet. Still some loose stuff. We're down in the bedrock though, so we should see it now after it clears out just a little bit. It's gone. All right. So that's what we're looking for, and that's zinc. So that's not going to be that old. I mean, it could be 100 years old, but not 200 or 300 years old. That's our first target. Let's try the other one up here, which I think is going to have some iron in it. All right. With these rocks. You see it's below a rock here, so there's a low pressure system here too. So they'll have a tendency to trap less good stuff. Yeah, it's pretty deep sand here. All right, so is a target here. And guess what? It's a nice ice house bottle cap, which is light. But what I was telling you about the low pressure system, you see how there's like a mound of rock right here. The water, when it's flooding, comes up over and it just creates a little bit of a low pressure right here. So light stuff like this will bounce along and get sucked in and buried right there. So behind these rocks, you'll often find this kind of junk. Could be good stuff too, but often this kind of junk. On top of the rocks, you're going to find the heavy stuff like the lead and the silver and the you know, coins and stuff like that. This goes to show you, only the kids saw me. The adults are just too busy doing their thing. Blinders. Adults often have blinders on, or blinkers, you know, the things that horses wear, but they just don't see what's going on around them. Kids, they see what's going on around them normally. And people who are interested in seeing that do too. Oh, by the way, I'm going to try to be more serious in my upcoming videos because I've been getting comments that I smile too much. So, honest, I smile too much in my videos. Oh, it's hilarious, isn't it? YouTube is such a fun place. Found this little lead thingy. He's got two holes in it. I mean, I suspect it's something for like electrical wires, but I'm not positive because you'd think it'd be crimped or something. It's got some hash marks on the back. Somebody like cut it with a knife, so that could be old. I really don't know. So as I'm working my way back upriver, it's actually a lot more clear since I'm not making a lot of mud. Sorry for smiling. Not stirring up the mud, but it looks like an old bed or something. Or an old lamp or post. I'm not sure which, but we can actually see the bottom now, so that's kind of interesting. We'll slow down just a little bit. Well, 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 you know what we have here? This is a pig. Not like a hog, but like iron. That's a piece of pig iron right there. That's pretty cool. This is from the old times when they would mine the ore in the hills around here, and they melt out the iron ore in the hills around, and they melt out this iron, turn them into these bars, and then ship them off to the foundries where they would make tools and knives and weapons out of the iron. But yeah, that's a little piece of pig iron that never made it down the river. Well, I just dug another little baby pig. Again, this is a very small piece of pig iron. The fact that there's a bunch of them scattered in here kind of makes me believe maybe a boat ran aground, maybe on that rock, when it's up a little bit higher and split open, and these came out. Because, I mean, they wouldn't just throw these away because these were valuable back in the day. They'll ship them down the river. There's another one didn't make it. He's kind of cute. I like that one. Now this was a little rascal right here. It took me forever to find it. I kept dropping it, but it appears to be an Indian head penny. That's pretty cool right there. Look at that. I don't think I can do a very good close-up with this camera, but I can't read the date because my eyes are a little bit cattywampus. But it's an Indian head penny. Let's look around here one more time. Let's drop the old pinpointer down here, see if there's another one. No, we'll definitely check it with a metal detector though. This is a nice little twist. At first I thought that was like a rosette or something, or a martingale. But, well, what we call a martingale, which isn't actually a martingale, but that is a pewter spoon right there. That's probably a pretty old one too, huh? Uh-huh. Let's stick around here a little bit longer. Now this is an oddity. Look at that big old chunk of stuff I found right there. Listen to it on a metal detector. Reads up 60s, 70s, beautiful signal. Looks like, I don't know, maybe aluminum or something. But watch this. It's a magnet. Magnets will not stick to aluminum. What could it be? Well, there's only two things that stick to aluminum. There's only two things that stick to magnets. And I'm going to tell you. You can see a little bit of iron on the back, but it's not sticking to that. Iron sticks to a magnet, and nickel sticks to a magnet, like true nickel. I wonder if that's nickel. Is nickel worth anything? Probably not, but I'm going to save that thing. We're not too far from the truck, but man, it's really heavy. It's melted. It's like a, oh, that's like an ingot, part of an ingot. That's what that is. I'm going to save this bad boy. We'll toss him over there. Oy. And I'll make sure I grab him before we leave. It's a weird old bullet sinkery thing. It's lead. So that was a fun little adventure. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and scoot. I wish we could have got out in the rapids. But as they said, we used to say during the Civil War, American Civil War, discretion is the better part of valor. Meaning, let's live to fight another day, huh? We'll be back, I promise.
You are my lady, my big round baby, and I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring.